Welcome to the first episode of my 2026 Hilux build. I'm down here at
M2 Overland
in Napier. Beautiful day today, and we're fitting up an Artemis canopy on the back of the Hilux here. This is going to transform this vehicle and basically allow me to use it in the way that I do and solve, for me at least, is one of the biggest issues with a ute, which is that big empty space on the back. All of this gear is made right here in Napier at this factory beside me. We're going to jump into a bit of a tour of that in a bit, but let's have a look at this canopy.
There's no mucking around here. Within about 20 minutes of arriving, the canopy was sitting on the car and ready to be bolted down. So this is the M2 Artemis well side canopy. I've decided to keep the well side for now as I think they look kind of cool and I'm a big fan of having that much usable space. I've gone with an M2 one as they're made right here in New Zealand. They look mint. I can chuck my rooftop tent up without needing any internal bracing, and they just follow the lines of the car real nicely. With the central locking installed and final alignment done, it was looking pretty good.
So here at M2 Overland in Napier with Nick. How's it going?
Good, very good.
Very good, awesome. And he's going to take us through the manufacturing process of all of the M2 products that happens right here in Napier. From raw sheet metal to the finished product, it all happens in this building behind us. Should we jump in and have a bit of a look?
Let's go have a look. Right, so we're starting here in the design office of M2 Overland. We've got Rob and Ruben, our two design engineers, and this is really where it all starts. The ideas are dreamt up and these guys are tasked with connecting all the dots, getting the lines right. They'll also 3D scan a lot of our products or vehicles that come through, just to ensure that we get the fit right and that everything looks as it should. Big thing for us is aesthetics, making sure that the canopies line up with the shape of the vehicle, and these guys do a really good job of it. Right, so here we are in our CNC department. This is all of the raw material. So we're a company that produces the product from either a flat sheet of aluminium, flat sheet of steel, or as you can see down the bottom there, a sheet of plywood as well. So we do everything under the one roof, which is, I guess, quite different to other companies in the country. It gives us a very good opportunity to control the quality as well.
Yes. So
all of the processes that we do here, there's checks that go right the way through the process, so we know that the product we're delivering is right up there with the best. So here in the CNC department, we've got our twin bed laser. This profile cuts a lot of what we do. And then we've got our deburring machine over here, which deburrs, basically rounds the edges of all the products, makes the powder coat a lot easier to stick to. After it's been laser cut and it's been deburred, we've got our press brake department over here.
This is cool bit of gear. This is a very cool bit of gear.
Yeah. So we've got two press brakes operating. These guys are awesome at what they do. The machines are really dialed in as well. So if we have a look at this part right now is actually up on the screen there. So it's showing Rolando what way to feed it in, and all of the backstops are moving automatically to the right height.
That is cool.
Right distance, so it means we get really accurate folds.
And consistent. Like every bit's going to be the same.
Yeah. And you see these blue trolleys that we've got kicking around as well?
Yep.
What they are is everything that we do is made to order. So we manufacture to a system called just-in-time manufacturing. So an order comes through, we will actually produce the whole, like this is a well side canopy here.
Oh, look at that. See it in its pieces,
yeah. So this will get folded by Rolando, then it will go into a blue trolley.
Yep.
That blue trolley will go down through fabrication and then through powder coating, which we'll go and have a look at now.
That is very cool.
Yeah. We're cruising down now into the hot work area. It's where all the fab and the powder coating happens. So we've got 4 fabrication bays down this side. We've got some really highly skilled fabricators working for us, which is really evident when you look at the quality of the welds on our product.
Oh, it's amazing. Like,
We don't sand our welds away. We don't grind them off and hide behind a sander. We like to sort of showcase them in certain areas. It gives the product a bit more of a rugged look as well.
it does, and it looks really nice. And I guess to your point, it's not hiding anything.
Yeah,
You know, what is the saying? The grinder I've got is makes me the welder.
something along
Those lines.
Yeah.
And that's my excuse. It's always ground down because I can't weld.
Yeah.
But if you can get something that looks nice, it makes a big difference.
It does. And our guys are, like I said, they're really highly skilled and they love the job. They love seeing the product go out the door as well. So this area is where a lot of our mechanical fixings happen. So we've got pre-production assembly and then we've got post-production assembly as well.
It's really cool getting to see like the manufacturing process. As somebody like this isn't my life, and I'm fascinated by this stuff.
Yeah.
And it's cool to see it like right here,
Yeah.
step by step, and the magic of it, you know, from over there as a piece of metal rolling into even looking like this is so cool.
Yeah. I guess for us it's day to day, and sometimes we need to take a step back and actually probably be a little bit more proud of what we've put together here. This is sort of, you know, I guess one of the procedures we go through. These locks are American locks that we use on the canopies, but we actually modify them. We make them more secure. So we go and pull them apart,
Yep.
and then we add extra sheet metal parts into them,
Oh, that's cool.
which make the lock more secure, more robust. This is a good example of sort of our method as well for putting canopies and toolboxes together. We don't just weld every single joint. If you weld everything, you will run into fatigue issues down the track.
Right.
So we use a mixture of mechanical fixings, adhesive sealant, and welding. So we weld
interesting.
where we need to.
Yep.
But we use flexible fixings in certain areas where you need movement.
Oh, that makes sense because I guess things do move. Like people forget
They do.
that everything does wobble around, especially if you're off road for hundreds of k's on gravel roads and stuff.
Yeah.
Stuff does take a pummeling.
All of our products go on vehicles and all of them are pretty well used out in the field. So if you weld absolutely everything, you will run into issues. This is a stage in our processes that is, I guess, somewhat hidden from the public, so to speak, and it shouldn't be. What we do is we spray etch our aluminium before it goes through the powder coat booth.
Oh, true.
Yeah, so if you couple that with the deburring machine that we've got down there, the deburring machine will sort of like etch the aluminium and take that oxide layer off. So spray etch goes on, which gives it this sort of gold tinge to it.
It does.
So it passivates the aluminium, and what that means is that when we put it through the powder coat booth, it means that the powder coat sticks like shit to a blanket, basically. It's a really durable product.
And that's going to stop that sort of sharp edge, I guess, powder coat, traditional kind of peeling thing that happens.
That's right, and it also means like our product like gets used and abused. Like you're going to get bush rash on it.
Of course.
You're going to like, you know, it gets used in the commercial sense, so it'll get a ding and a bash. If that happens, if you're not passivating the aluminium or etching it prior, basically it'll oxidise underneath and then the powder coat will start to flake in bigger chunks. So what this does is this stops that happening long term. So our powder coating process is pretty damn robust. So the wellside canopy going on your vehicle now has been through this booth. Right? It's been through all of the processes that we've seen so far. It's been spray etched and then it would have gone through into the powder coat booth.
And this is cool, like right here. You know, it's
so
not been sent off, it's not going overseas, it is
all done under the one roof. So there's our fabrication base, spray etch into the powder coat booth. So we put this gantry system in as well. So what happens is the gantry moves everything on hooks, meaning it's not getting handled by people the whole time as well.
Oh, interesting. That's cool.
So the dry powder gets put on in here. And then comes over here on the gantry and then through into the oven.
That is a big oven.
It's a gas-fired oven. This gives you a bit of a, I guess, scale of the powder coat oven.
It's not a small unit.
I don't touch any of these.
No, that's fair. You just let it do its thing.
Yeah.
That's a big unit though.
Yeah, and then everything basically comes out baked. You've got a little bit of cooling time, so we've got to let it cool down.
That makes sense.
And then the product gets taken off and put on one of our trolleys. Ready to go into post-assembly. And it's just, like I said, it's great being able to control all of that under the one roof. We're not relying on outsourcing or
Yeah.
someone else's business model.
Yep.
Like, we can control it, and we want to deliver the best product to our customers.
M2 do a range of products to suit your vehicle.
Whether you're chasing a well-side hard lid, fitting out your full commercial suite, or like me, you're fitting out an off-road overlanding machine, M2 Overland have everything you need, fully modular and ready to go.
So after we come out of the powder coat bay, basically all of the product comes over here to our 3 install bays. This is where the final fit out happens. So we do carry out GVM upgrades in the bay next door if required, but this is where the guys basically fit the product to the vehicles or get it ready for shipping nationwide. So there's a lot of technical work that happens in here around relocating sensors and blind spot monitors from factory well sides.
I guess all modern vehicle stuff, you know, you got to take care of it.
Yeah.
It's not like the old days where you can just come in and, you know, whack something on the back and off you go. There
That's
is
right.
all the safety gear that, you know, needs to be.
Yeah, and you have to get it right. Like,
Yes.
you can't just sort of slap them on the back, and that sort of harps back to when we were in the design office, you know, the 3D scanning side of it. Like, a lot of effort goes into the 3D scanning.
Yes.
So we can get these angles right.
That's a good point, because they're all calibrated to work on certain angles and certain
Yep.
positions on the vehicles, and I guess it's trying to keep them roughly where they were out of the factory.
Yeah, you got to try and keep them as close as possible.
Yep.
So they're actually functioning.
So this is kind of where I guess the exciting bit happens too. Like, as fascinating as it is being in there, seeing it all being made, which, you know, I could spend all day wandering around watching them, which
Yeah.
they probably wouldn't appreciate. But coming in here and seeing, I guess, the speed at what things change. Like, a vehicle rocks in, and within a short amount of time, well sides can be off, trays can be on, all the framing, you know, canopies, whatever it is. And as a end customer, like, that is the transformation that you want to see. It's rocking in with your factory vehicle or whatever you had previously, and then seeing it in that short period of time be fitted out as, at least for me, I'd imagined it,
Yeah.
you know, when I was sitting at home looking online.
We can have 95% of the build done before the vehicle arrives.
Yes.
So that means if you come here to have an install done, you're normally here for between 4 to 8 hours.
That's amazing.
So in one day, you can drive your vehicle in with a factory well side, we remove it, we fit the whole system,
Yep.
and off you go at the end of the day.
And here we are all done. Canopy has been installed, and I think it looks absolutely epic. So this is the M2 Artemis well-side canopy, full aluminium and shaped for each vehicle so that it fits the profile and lines up with the cab nicely. So you know, a bit of a look at this. I'm stoked. I really am. It looks brilliant now we've got it out in the sun, and it is just a really nice piece of kit. I've also gone for the roof rack on top with the canted levered part out over the front, so that when I put the hard shell on top, we don't kind of get that wobble on the tent frame, and it keeps everything nice and secure on the roof. And this thing is cool. Like, we can pop it open and it opens up. It's got lights, it's got central locking, it's got everything that you need. So the cool thing about the M2 products is they are fully modular. So I have just gone for the canopy and roof rack for now, as I'm still figuring out what I want to do in the tub of this vehicle. But if I decide that I want to do a rear view camera or a full 12 volt or drawers or half drawers or full tub sliders, I can just rock back up to the Napier and I can get them all fitted up in here. And the whole system can just have bits added to it, which is kind of sweet. So even if you don't want to fully kit out your vehicle right off the bat, or if you don't want to spend, I guess, quite that much money right up front, you can space it out over time and fit piece by piece as you need it. And of course, if you want to change anything, take out the old stuff, put the new stuff in. It's pretty cool. And then it's all the little details that make, I guess, the biggest difference. So down to, like, you know, you can pull this door shut with one hand. There's enough strength in this entire thing that it doesn't flex and it's easy to open. All of your locks and latches are behind covers. So if things fall over or hit them, you're not kind of fighting them or trying to get in another door to reach around. Something as basic as like the light here. It is a capacitive touch, changes between white, orange, and off. And then if you shut the door, it turns off. And each door is controlled individually too, so the other two lights on the other two doors are still off. You know, coming from a ute in the very olden days where I had the tub and the tent on it, this was never a very useful space. Now I've got, you know, enough space that I can fit out whatever I want in here. It gives me the practicalities of a wagon, but with a much, much larger area. I am super happy with this. It's given me a really good base to start building this vehicle out as an adventure car, which I know sounds weird, but like I said, if you've watched the intro video, like this, for me at least, doesn't need to be a daily. And so it can be fitted out exactly as I need it to be when I am away on the big trips around New Zealand filming, and also set up for our big family trips we do when we do have the camper on the back. Knowing that everything happens in-house is kind of cool, and you know, supporting another Kiwi company doing awesome stuff is hard to beat. So yeah, I'm pretty amped. I can't wait to finish this off and kind of get my tent on top and figure out what I'm doing in the tub, because I'm still not sure, and it might just be some plastic tubs in there for the time being, but I want to get this out on the road, so I can't wait. It's feeling like I'm making some progress. I want to give a massive shout out to Nick and the team at M2 Overland for both helping today film this video and for, I guess, building cool products. And I'll catch you in the next video. See you later.